Our speaker for the evening is published author John DeFrancis. John has taken his international business experience and uses it to address the problems that you not only face, but more importantly, he also provides the solutions for long-term results. And rather than me standing here and reciting his impressive list of credentials, perhaps I should share what other groups have said about John DeFrancis, and here are some quotes. I received information I never knew existed. Second one, wow, congratulations, a perfect score. Never happens with our tough evaluators. John is very bright, very professional. We definitely got what we wanted through his services. And perhaps the most telling endorsement of all, and I quote again, impressed by how he cared and worked hard at the job. And it is our pleasure now to meet him. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our speaker for this afternoon, Mr. John DeFrancis. John.
They asked me to come today and talk to you about the economy, and talk to you in particular about prospering in the economy. Second thing it takes is determination and a willingness never to give up. And I'm reminded of an elderly couple. They had gone to high school together. They lived on a farm just outside town. They had been high school sweethearts. They had married at 18. They had lived their whole life together, 60 years of marriage. And they were still on the farm together until one day the inevitable occurred. And the husband could no longer take care of his ailing wife and her needs. And so finally and reluctantly, he put her into a nursing home in town. But every day about 9 o'clock in the morning, he'd be in his Ford truck and he'd be driving to town and he'd pass the sheriff's house, which was right on the edge of town, and in he'd go, spend the day, have lunch, and about 4:30 before the sun came down, off he'd go, headed home again. Well, one day the sheriff was in town, and sure enough, the old farmer had a little accident, just a fender bender, got a few bruises on him. Nothing much, but that night the sheriff went out and he visited him at home and said, I'm sorry, I've got to take your license away. But it's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. You stay home, recover from your bruises. By Monday, we in the town are going to find a way to get you into town every day. We'll carpool you. We'll send people out to take you to see your wife and to go home every night. We're not going to let you not see each other. Next morning, there he was, the sheriff at breakfast, having coffee with his wife, discussing with her how they were going to arrange this so they could pick him up every morning. And then he heard put, 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 put coming down the road, and he looked out the window. There was the old farmer on his tractor, driving down the side of the road. You don't need a license for a tractor. All you need are the ability to see opportunities and the willingness not to give up.
Let's go out west on a big game hunting trip. Go out to the Rocky Mountains. We get out there. We're hunting for moose. We've got our rifle with our telescopic sight, our binoculars. We've got some sandwiches. We've got a thermos of coffee. We get settled in a tree line. We look out across a field. There's another tree line, maybe 200 yards out. So we pick up our binoculars. We look. We start scanning the tree line. Suddenly we see movement. And there it is. There's a moose. So we put the binoculars down. We pick up our rifle, get up to our shoulder. We get him in the crosshairs. We're all set. Got our finger on the trigger. We're just waiting for him to clear the thicket a little bit so we get a nice, clean shot. And just as we're squeezing the trigger and just ready to fire, all of a sudden, boom! And down we go. And we feel this crushing weight upon us and this incredible pain. As we were watching and looking in that 1 degree field of vision, we forgot about the other 359 degrees around us. We forgot about the grizzly bear coming out of the woods. Too often we forget about the grizzlies. We forget about the dells. We forget about what can happen when we narrow our vision down so much and become so preoccupied with where we think we're going that we forget there's a world around us full of competitors, full of other people who are looking at what we have and waiting to take it away.